Turning now to our movie beat. Life coaching has recently emerged as a new profession that straddles the line between the work of a psychologist and just a really good friend. Despite the availability of targeted therapy, life coaching has found a lucrative niche, especially in Los Angeles and Southern California. But there are questions about the legitimacy of the practice. Some even call it a scam. Director M.Douglas Silverstein takes us to the controversial world of self-help in his new documentary called The Weight of Success. Take a look. What have you done
in the last 5 years?
I survived the Nazis. I don't think I need a life coach.
You measure their personal success by money.
Yeah.
If they're successful, okay. These are self-help or help books. So how are you different than Scientology or anything?
I think between coaching and therapy, coaching is for healthy people, and therapy is for people who are in a state of disease. Look, there are no degrees required for coaches other than being a stripper. There's probably not a job out there that has less credibility than being a life coach.
Ooh, joining us now to tell us more about it is M.Douglas Silverstein. And thanks for being here, M. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure to be here. I mean, I actually watch you guys in the morning, so like being on the other side of the TV, you know. Well, where's my coffee?
You're here with us. Well.
No, I really do. I watch you guys.
Awesome.
It's really nice to be here.
So listen, she tells us what to do all the time.
Oh, yeah? That's how it goes down?
That is how it goes down. But as a profession, it's pretty controversial.
It absolutely is. You know, to me, when I wanted to get into this life coaching world, part of it is I work primarily with very well-known rock stars and pop stars, and I've been seeing all these people get really famous through social media, and they're selling an aspirational lifestyle, just like all these pop stars and rock stars, where they're like, hey, look at my fabulous mansion, look at these incredible vacations I'm on, look at this incredible, you know, Fendi bag I have. And you wonder, how did they get that much money? And then you start to see it happen so fast. So young people and people who are not so young are really drawn to the possibility of making a lot of money really fast. The issue is, how do they do it? The people they charge a lot of money for, can they actually afford it? And then do they help these people or do they hurt them? You know, like you said in the opening, it's bordering this fame thing and this psychology thing.
But a lot of it too is accountability coaching. So having a life coach that's setting some goals for you, measurable benchmarks, checking in with you to make sure that you do achieve. And so Dr. Angela Lauria, this is what she does, right? I mean, so can you talk, and she's had quite the redemption story too, from where she was to where she is now. So talk to us about her.
She is a remarkable figure and a great character, just as selfishly as a filmmaker. Like, she really, I find her very compelling. I refer to her as the next Oprah Winfrey, and I think I have pretty good evidence for that. Just 5 years ago when I started, before I even started the film, she was living in a 2-bedroom. She was 50 grand in debt. And it just was her starting this business of being a life coach of life coaches and often inspiring them to write their own self-help book to reinvigorate or relaunch their life coaching practice. So 5 years ago, 2-bedroom, 50 grand in debt. Now she lives in a 16,000 square foot castle, and she just crossed $10 million this year. And she's helped almost 1,000, almost 1,000. From the time I started shooting, it was 500. Now it's almost at 1,000 life coaches to rebuild, rebrand their practice, and release a self-help book.
Well, you know, just like anything else, I mean, this is not a regulated business, and there's a lot of, gray area in it. But, you know, there's the bad stories, but I've also seen some amazing stories where people, we don't come with an operating manual, we adults, and once we get out of school, we're expected just to know how to build. And when you have to reinvent yourself at different stages of life, a life coach can be very, very helpful. If you don't have a recruiter, if you don't have a counselor of some sort, it's not therapy. You need someone to help you strategize and how to find the right ones, the good ones. That's the challenge, no?
Yeah, I think on both sides, whether you're going to a psychologist or whether you're going to a life coach, and sometimes people turn to religious figures in their neighborhood, a priest, a rabbi. In the end, for a lot of people, there's a value-added service to paying someone to hold them accountable, to echo back to what you were saying.
Like a trainer,
And
physical trainer.
I wish we had more time, but we don't. But thank you so much. I want to tell everybody the film screens tonight at the American Documentary Film Festival in Palm Springs. And for more information, visit theweightofsuccess.com. And if you can't do that, just call Giselle. She'll tell you what to do.
Yeah. Let's get some coffee going here.
Yes, thank you.
Great to be here, everyone.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming in. It went really fast.